In PBCOM's nearly 80-year history, this is the first time it's issuing long-term negotiable certificates of deposit. And it's going to run until the 28th, that is this Friday. The Lucio Co-led bank is joining a whole string of other lending institutions, raising funds now, locking in rates before they rise any further. So what's the game plan? We're glad PBCOM's President Patricia May Siy can join us this morning. Good morning, Patricia. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Michelle. Thank you for having me. Let me greet you and your viewers a happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
Yes, happy Mid-Autumn Festival.
Yes.
Patricia, I wanted to congratulate your group. Congratulations. I heard the take-up has been, the reception for your LTNCDs has been strong. Tell us more about the take-up for your first tranche so far.
Yes, actually, Mimi, as you would know, the bank is on its 8 decades of banking. But in the last 4 years, with the entry of Mr. Ko of the Puregold Group, actually there's a renewed interest and confidence in the bank. And the take-up has largely been from our existing, very loyal customer base. And likewise, new customers that we've managed to bring into the bank.
You did mention as a bit of a history there. It's been 4 years since Mr. Lucio Co, the owner of the Puregold Group, actually came in as a strategic investor, and you say now he is the majority shareholder. How are you taking advantage of the synergies between PBCOM, the bank, and his Puregold Group? I mean, recently I know that Puregold announced it was setting up a remittance unit, which is Pure Padala. So it's really an aggressive expansion plan. Tell us more about the synergies.
Actually, the bank actually looks into the ecosystem of Puregold and as part of the overall strategy. As you know, Puregold has more than 300 plus branches, both for Puregold and SNR and the quick service restaurant. And we are taking advantage of the whole network, including their more than 1 million members, very loyal members. So the whole growth story actually will revolve around optimizing the synergy between this ecosystem.
And being able to optimize the synergy of the whole ecosystem, what sort of growth are you looking at in the next 3 to 5 years? For example, you're now ranked as the 20th largest lender in the Philippines. You plan to leapfrog to the top 10, top 5 perhaps?
Actually, the way we measure success would not be so much as to our ranking in terms of asset size. We'd rather focus also on our return on equity. So to be able to capture the synergy with the group, we're taking advantage of the BSP's agency banking as well as the branch light. And that will allow us to penetrate the ecosystem through Puregold.
You mentioned branch light. What exactly do you mean by branch light?
Actually, Central Bank came up with a new regulation with regards to branch light. It's actually softening of the licensing for branches. You are now able to expand your branch network through this one. It requires a smaller amount for the opening fee and likewise for the license fee. So it will allow smaller banks like us to extend our branch network, but to offer basic the banking products without the without other products. But for the ecosystem, this is already going to be very helpful for us.
Patricia, you currently have about 89 branches all over the country. What sort of growth or expansion are you seeing in the network of your branches?
We are currently opening up another branch. Very soon we have an application with Central Bank for a regular branch. But we've also applied for 3 branch lights. And this will all be located in Puregold branches. We'd probably see more of this, the branch lights being rolled out in the next years. So we are currently mapping out the presence of Puregold versus where we probably have lack of presence, and this is where we will see more of the branches being opened.
So 3 more branch lights in the coming months. How many branch lights do you currently have?
That would be the first three.
Wow, the first three. And do you imagine that you'll
Yes.
eventually have more branch lights than regular branches?
Yes, we're currently reviewing various formats for our branches. We'll have full-service branches, we'll have service branches, and the promotion of the branch lights likely across the Puregold network.
And Patricia, you're joining actually a whole bag of other banks raising funds right now. You've got BDO, BPI, Metrobank, Security Bank, RCBC, and the list really goes on. But more than ensuring supply at these locked-in rates, is it safe to assume that banks in general expect demand for loans or funding will stay robust in the coming years?
Yes, yes. On the medium to long term, we definitely see more demand for loans. This is, I believe, in support of the Build, Build, Build program of the government. So we see a lot of demand as far as the construction and construction industry, likewise in manufacturing industries as well. So this is definitely for that purpose, especially for our bank. When we decided to launch our LTNCD, this is really to support the growing demand of our customers for long-term loans. And so we've really planned this out in the last years.
So you're focused more on the corporate needs there, but do you think that with interest rates expected to go up some more, will this not dampen demand for loans? I mean, loans become more expensive now.
Actually, a lot of companies would also take this as an opportunity. If they have a very strong business case, the growth in interest is not much to dampen their business outlook. So they're still preparing, particularly a lot of the companies are preparing for a long-term growth. So taking the loan now at rates currently are still good for them.
And Patricia, you know, we talked about rates. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is having its 6th Monetary Board meeting this Thursday. They pulled the trigger in the last 3 for a total of 100 basis points. What do you think will it do this week? And if ever, would that be enough to calm the markets?
Okay, we believe that we've priced in actually also about 25 to 50 basis points. We believe that between now and the end of the year, that might be the increase that the central bank will be doing. And that should be enough to also help protect or maintain the exchange rate.
You did mention exchange rate. You feel that this will protect or defend the peso. What is your outlook for the peso anyway?
We see we're going into the last quarter of the year. That's when remittances would definitely be coming in, and we would see it strengthening a bit during this period. And
looking into the future, Patricia, a lot of banks have started to move ahead with new technology such as blockchain technology. I mean, the Aboitiz Group's Union Bank is leading or spearheading some of the initiatives there with I2I, for example. What is PBCOM? What is the plan of PBCOM when it comes to getting into the blockchain technology, possibly even cryptocurrencies?
Well, we have definitely looked into digitalization. That's part of the roadmap that we have put in. For a medium-sized bank like us, that's definitely for us to take advantage of. As I've said, we probably will not be looking at to expanding as far as branch network, but to expand the reach, we definitely will look into the digitalization as part of our strategy.
Patricia, you know, it's been 3 years since you took over the helm of PBCOM.
Yes.
You bring with you around 30 years of banking experience, and at one point, you're even Chief Corporate Planning Officer for Andrew Tan's Hotel and Gaming Group, Travelers International, and the CFO for Rustan Supercenters. Clearly, you have a knack for understanding consumers. What do you make of the current concerns now with inflation, and what banks are doing to help ease those concerns?
When the rates started going up, we definitely have to think of our customers. That's why we were not able to, or we did not immediately pass on all of this increase in rates to our consumer. And we definitely tried to help them also move into that. We delayed the increase as much as possible, and that's why the bank, in a way, the margins are being squeezed. But we definitely are looking at also for other schemes to help our customers, like lengthening the tenor and also making sure that the monthly amortization is actually less. For the consumers, I think what is important to them really is that it's the monthly amortization that they are able to cope up with. So we make sure that we don't take advantage of the rate hike by automatically increasing the rates that we pass on.
Final question, Patricia, what is your outlook for the banking sector? Whenever I talk to analysts at the exchange, they used to say that it was a consumer store, and now they're saying banks would be an interesting space to look at, considering interest rates are about to go up. What do you think? What's your outlook for this industry?
We always have a long-term outlook for the bank. On the medium term, or probably on the short term, we will see margins being squeezed, as I've said, because you're not able to pass on the interest rate hike. But banks have now to look at how to improve efficiency to manage all of this increase in interest costs, and likewise to look for other markets, the other markets which will yield higher, and therefore that's where we need to focus on so that we continue to maintain or increase our margins.
Okay.
So still very positive outlook for the banking industry.
And on that optimistic note, thank you very much, Patricia, for joining us this morning, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be here.